Marching band. From an outside perspective, it just looks like a bunch of people running around the field playing their instruments, and someone on a podium waving their arms around. But for the people on the field, it's a lot different. It's a lot more. Marching band can be a place to learn respect, a place to learn discipline, a place to form bonds, friendships that'll last a lifetime, and then a second family. This may seem strange, but marching band is not your typical sport nor performing art. It is something else entirely. And the way that it uses music, this passion that we all have, the way the directors use this to help us through, to learn more than just how to play our horn, is the reason why we all come back. And speaking of the directors, they too are part of this journey. They are more than just people who yell at you, and they're yelling, speaking of, yes, it will happen a lot. Sometimes when you don't expect it.
Now here I am, in the middle of one.
However, they are here for you every step of the way. And we want to be here for you too, to help you realize what marching band is. Because if you're just joining or you're thinking about joining, what better way to fully realize what you're getting yourself into than from people who have experienced it for a few years. So, a little disclaimer. Some people elected not to be a part of this, and some others were not available during the time of this recording. But I feel like this is enough representation to get our goal across, which is to help you understand what it's like being a senior graduating from marching band, what the end result is, and why it's worth it. So, please enjoy our stories.
Hi, my name is Isaac Baker. I'm in the clarinet section and I was in marching band for 1 year.
My name is Addi. I am in the color guard, or I was in the color guard for 2 years.
Alright, so my name is Frye. My section was originally the flute section, but I was the drum major my senior year, and I've been in marching band for 4 years.
Alright, I'm Alicia. I was in color guard for 4 years.
Hi, I'm Neuendorf, and I was in percussion for 4 years.
Hello, my name is Alexis Beardsley. I play flute in the marching band, or I did, and I was in the marching band for 4 years.
Hello. My name is Schuette. I'm a clarinet player, and I've been in marching band for 4 years.
I'm Samantha Black, and I play tenor saxophone. I've been in marching band for 4 years.
I'm Emily Beckmann. I am a percussionist, and I was a student conductor, and I've been in band for 4 years.
I'm James Heath. I play trombone, and I did 2 years in Melville and 1 year at Northwest.
So, why did you sign up for marching band?
Well, everybody else was in marching band, and I had kind of avoided it for the past 3 years, and I was like, maybe I'll give it a shot this year.
I signed up because I was already in the band program, but I played flute at the time, and everyone who's in marching band was pretty cool, so I thought it looked really fun, and overall I just enjoyed playing music, and I wanted to continue that. I wanted to be a part of music in a different form, so.
I signed up for marching band because I did concert band in middle school, and everybody told me it'd be a really great way to make friends, so I signed up.
I signed up because everyone in 8th grade was signing up to do marching band, and I thought it looked like a lot of fun, but instead of playing my instrument, I wanted to join color guard.
Honest answer, I was kind of forced into it because of my family.
I've always really loved music, and I thought maybe I could extend that love to something different, as marching band was more of a physical activity along with playing the music. And I always just had an interest in all the parades I saw when I was younger.
At first, well, partly because my sister was in it, and I also just like wanted something to do. So it's nothing really deep. I'm just like, sure, I'll try it.
A lot of my friends were doing it, and I wanted to try out a new instrument, so saxophone was kind of my thing.
I signed up for marching band because I was scared and because I thought it would be something new to try, and I wasn't sure what was going to happen, but I was excited because it was something new that I hadn't really done before.
At first I signed up for marching band just to make friends and just break out of my mold of not really doing anything. And so it was just a fun experience just to try out.
What was your initial reaction to band camp?
It was hot, and sweaty, and hard, and I was like, why did I sign up for this again?
I was really scared. It made me feel like, oh wow, I'm really bad at this. And I was. And it was really, really scary the whole entire time. But I mean, it got better real quickly.
I was really nervous. I was really tired. It's a lot of work, just in like those end weeks of summer. You know, you're like trying to bask in those last moments of freedom. So initially, I was like, "Dang, this is not my favorite thing in the world." But it was a really fun way to make new friends and get to know people before the school year started.
I thought band camp was really hard and exhausting, and it was a lot of work, but it actually became really fun, and I made a lot of good friends.
Oh, I was so scared. I was so concerned about messing up because I got thrown on like mallets, and I was just not great at my instrument at the time.
I was scared to death, I'm gonna be honest here. When I was a freshman, I was just the most nervous, shy person you could ever meet. And honestly,
I think I was just really scared because there was just so many people there that I had no idea who they were, and they were like so much bigger than me and so much older than me. And I was just like this tiny little freshman, just like kind of hiding off in my own little space.
Complete scared me to death, and it's really hard, but it's worth it.
It was hot, it was hard, but it was so worth it in the end. My first reaction was mostly, I'm not as good as everyone else, but that's okay.
At first, coming from doing basically nothing and having asthma, it was pretty just annoying and hard, and being out in the hot sun basically killed me. But as I continued, it became a lot easier.
What did you learn from band?
I learned that no matter what, if you have a good team, you'll always have people to support you and to help you keep persevering through.
I learned that you have to be in uncomfortable situations in order to get good opportunities in life. So even though you may not at first be totally comfortable in that situation, like maybe you have some social anxiety and you don't really want to be put in that situation, you should still try to do it in order to get out of your comfort zone, because good things will happen to you.
I learned a lot about being a leader. I think that's something that's really important to do, especially as you grow older. I mean, we never really had section leaders in our marching band, but I always kind of felt like I had a sort of mentoring role over some of the younger students in the band. So for me, it was a lot of learning how to be a good leader while not being like a dictator.
I learned that it's okay to be yourself and to do whatever you want, and even if you aren't as good as everyone else, you still are able to enjoy what you're doing, and don't try and compare yourself to others.
I learned how to become a better person in a lot of aspects, especially like learning respect and all about teamwork, stuff like that.
I learned how to be a bit more confident in myself. I learned that amazing things can be accomplished as a group instead of just by yourself. And I also learned that band is like your second family, or it can be, depending on where you're coming from.
I think I learned how to come out of my own shell because I was just always just kind of hiding off to myself and like really scared of other people, but I ended up being section leader for my section, and it taught me how to it taught me how to lead a section and how to put other people's needs, with mine, instead of just like shying away, taking charge and really changing the situation myself. And yes, I did learn how to play the clarinet and learn how to march too. Woo! I'm not the same person as I was when I was a freshman, and I think marching band has a lot to do with that, and I will forever be grateful for this program.
How to play the saxophone and to make new friends. I'm antisocial.
I learned how to work in a team. I learned how to work in a team, and I learned a lot about work ethic.
Band taught me a lot about how to work with others and how to persevere through adversity or anything like that. If there's a problem, you need to work it out with your section or with the band as a whole.
What was your favorite memory?
My favorite memory was probably like the first competition at Mount Zion this year, where I was like a crab, and then everybody was like bowing down to me and giving me gifts, just like this. It's great.
My favorite memory was probably the first time I put on our guard gloves and I spun with them the first time on, because I feel like that was when it all clicked together, and I kind of realized like, oh, we're a team. This is real. It felt really good.
My favorite memory from band, I think it was probably in my senior year. It honestly could have been any of those competitions where Emily and I got to be the ones to like pick up the trophies and stuff like that. I think it was just that moment of like we did it. But I think actually thinking about it now, like my favorite memory was probably our last competition. Just that very end, what was it? That end like sound that we had where everybody would like pop up to the box and it was like crazy and loud. Everybody in the audience was like, oh my god, they're so loud, but they're so small. I think that was one of my favorite memories because I've never heard us do that before, and I got to be there to watch it, so that was really neat.
My favorite memory was when we went to Reed Springs for our overnight competition. It was a lot of fun, and we did really well, and that was really exciting to go somewhere new and still be able to like perform to our best ability and have a lot of fun.
My favorite memory is probably alright. My favorite memory was in Chivalry and Temptation when we got to coordinate a sword fight with our mallets. It was a lot of fun.
My favorite memory? My favorite memory was all of the overnight trips we took because it gave me the chance to bond with my section and my other friends in the band program. And honestly, every single time we were in a hotel room together, something stupidly funny would always happen, and it would just be the best thing ever.
There's so many. Honestly, just like hanging out with everyone and getting close to everyone. Chicken in the dark, of course. Yeah.
So we were at our last field practice and Uncle like body slammed me into the track.
My favorite memory was going to competitions, doing good, quiet coyotes, stuff like that, performing.
Hey. My favorite memory would definitely have to be my first marching competition as a freshman. It was just a whole different thing, going from practices to actually performing live.
What advice do you have for percussionists?
For percussionists, I would definitely say make your primary instrument known, because a lot of people don't do that, and because of it, they end up on something that they can't play and then they just give up, which is always unfortunate. So, this one's for you specifically. What was it like moving from one marching band program to the other?
It was actually kind of sad, just to miss all the people there, but a lot of new things came with it, and it was a lot of fun. A few things changed. You guys use a little bit different lingo, but I got used to it quick.
Alright. So, here's a nice curveball. If you could go back and give yourself some advice, what would it be?
Take a leap of Take a leap of faith and join marching band. And just do it. Just try it. The things that you're unsure about or scared to do, just jump in. Take that leap and you won't regret it.
I would probably say, don't be afraid to be yourself. Just do what you gotta do.
I guess just have a little more fun. I guess don't take everything so seriously. I think it's easy to get caught up in wanting to win every competition you go to, but I think the most important part, as cheesy as it sounds, is just to have fun, because that's what it's all about, like hanging out with your friends and enjoying what you're doing.
I would say don't be nervous to try new things. Color guard was never something I ever envisioned myself doing. I thought I was just going to play my instrument and march, but I'm really glad I took that leap, and I think I would tell myself to just not be as nervous as I was.
So, as I said, freshman me was kind of a dork, a jerk, and honestly, if I could go back and tell him something, I would probably say, need to not curse. I'd probably say just stop being such a jerk and just let people into your life, because these people are going to become your family. They're going to be some of the closest people to you, and you're going to miss them once you graduate.
If I could give my freshman self some advice, I would tell them that you don't have to be so scared, that you can do it, for one thing, and it may seem really hard now, but don't give up on it.
My advice would be, just know that things get rough sometimes, but there's always a rainbow at the end of the storm. So, not always technically, but you get my point. Just try to stay positive and don't let the negative overwhelm you too much. Just think about a better tomorrow. That was really cheesy.
Don't second guess yourself. The one thing that held me back my first 3 years was that I thought I wasn't good enough because I switched to a new instrument my freshman year. But this year I've really grown, and just don't stop.
I would tell myself that you suck, but it's okay. Like, I knew I sucked, but it's okay to not be good. You'll learn.
Right. If you could go back to your first year self and give them advice, what would it be?
Cut your hair way sooner. The 10-inch hair does not look good on you. Get it gone.
And any advice for younger members or newbies for marching band?
I would probably say find your own success. Don't let other people distract you. Just do what you want to do, and you'll be successful. And just stay on the path, be determined, and find your goal and make your goal happen.
Members, be yourself. I know it's really tough when you're first starting and you get into high school and you really don't know anybody and you're kind of unsure of yourself and unsure how you fit in. And I just want to encourage you to be yourself. Don't hold back. If you're really passionate about a certain thing, or you're just really silly or goofy or whatever, just let yourself be out there and people will be attracted to you.
listen to the people older than you. Of course, you know, you want to listen to what Dunsford and the other directors and helpers are saying, but I think it's super, super important to take advice from the people older than you because they've been doing it for a while longer. And of course, they don't know everything. I still don't know everything, but I think it's super important to like ask them questions and say, you know, when you were my age, what did you want to know, or what are some things that I should know now? That's really important.
I would tell them to be themselves. There are a lot of people who come in trying to be someone else, and then that never really works out. So if you just come in and be yourself, you're going to make so many new friends, and there's a lot of people and a lot of different types of people in marching band, so you're going to find your group.
I would just say for younger members to be yourself and stop stressing so much, because a lot of people come in and they're worried that, you know, they're not going to get the part they want, or they're gonna end up doing poorly and like worry someone. Just, it's meant to be fun. You're not getting graded on this. Future members, I would say, give it more than just 1 year, because your freshman year experience is always gonna be one of your strangest. So I would say if you're gonna sign up, do it for at least 2 and see how you feel after the second.
Slightly similar to my freshman self, I would definitely tell them do not give up. Personally, I did not like marching band when I first started it, but I kept going on with it, and I eventually came to this point where I was like, I can barely live without it now, or I barely want to live without it. So always keep going, keep trying. Things are going to go wrong, but you can do it. You just have to have the motivation and the determination to keep going.
Basically the same thing, I don't know. Play your instrument well. If you don't, try to get better and listen to your section leaders. Don't be mean, kids.
Don't give up just because you're tired. There's a lot of people who just give up because they don't want to put the work ethic. And if you don't want to put the work ethic, why are you in band?
It's okay to not know everything, and you shouldn't know everything, and you shouldn't act like you know everything either. And it's okay to be bad.
Put yourself out there. You're not just in your section alone. Start talking to people. Make friends. You have 4 years here. It's gonna be a fun time. Make the best of it.
All right. Any last comments you want to make?
Clarinet section's the best.
Last time, best time.
Enjoy your years of marching band. I'm gonna miss it a lot, so I hope you have fun.
Have a great time in marching band.
It was nice marching with all of you. Hope to see you guys soon.
Do good.
Marching band is just a great place, full of great people, and I know you're gonna make it better just from doing all the things you do.